What's up, my precious little pack, and welcome back to VEGA Conflict. So, the alien strike is upon us, and I'm already done getting what I wanted, and I'm going to do the prize list real quick. I'm going to split it into two things. I'm going to do the top tier prizes and the second tier prizes. Now, what do I mean by that? Top tier would be the top faction, which in this case would be Axis, and the tech for them. So, I'm going to get off by recommending their few things first in that respect. But first, before I actually list theirs off, I'm going to list off the recommendations for the Punisher. This is for the lower levels who just can't get to the Guardian for any reason and get the weaponry for it. This is going to be your fitting and stuff for your Guardian, well, Punisher, in this case. So, first off, get the blueprints first. Gather the blueprints before you get anything else. So don't get reusable items or free ship holes until after you've gotten the blueprints, so you can guarantee you can build more of them without having to wait until the next strike to be able to get another empty ship hole that you'll have to refit. So, the Punisher Cruiser, then after you get the blueprint, get the free ship. Then from there, let's step down to their tech. I would recommend the level 1 disintegrator cannon, again, to keep the build time low, but also pick up one level 1 Xeno disintegrator cannon for this ship, because you're going to fit it with 3 disintegrator cannons, and then the Xeno level 1 disintegrator cannon. Armor, pick up Talonite level 1, and equip as much as you can. After you equip shielding, and the recommended shielding I would say is Metaphase 2 and 3. 1 level 2 and 1 level 3 Metaphase shield on the Punisher. Again, to save a little bit of repair time. Not that much, because it's a shield, they have long repair times. And fill the rest of it once you're done with that with a few pieces of armor, but now here comes the next thing, which is my favorite. Pick up the pick up this resistor. And for each ship you intend on building, repeat the build. So after you have the fitting for this one done, however many of them you're going to build, pick up 1 Xeno disintegrator cannon level 1 and a single set of resistors. Now I say single set because if you can get the ship up to Mark II, you can have 2 resistors on it right then and there. And that's about it for its fitting. Now let's step up to the Guardian. Again, it will have a similar fitting, but it doesn't have a free ship hole, so let's just go like this. First off, go with the Guardian Cruiser, and then go Pulse Cannon level 1, again to keep the build time low, because I try and keep the build time on all my ships below 10 days unless it's a carrier class, and then I say a 20-day build limit is as high as it'll go. Refit times, I'll make a minimum of 5 days, so in total it'll take about 25 days to fully build up a carrier. But the Guardian Cruiser, I'd recommend the Pulse Cannon level 1, and pick up a single Xeno Pulse Cannon level 3. And that is specifically to balance and add to the firepower that it already has, again, keeping the build time below 10 days. Next up, Tungsten Armor level 1. Again, take it over Tungsten level 2 to keep your build time lower. Next up, pick up, again, another set of resistors. You're going to need 2 of them at a time because, actually no, you're only going to need 1, because unless you can get the ship up to Mark 3 or Mark 4, I think. Let me check mine real quick.
We copy.
You have 1 or 2 resistors. You have 1. So Mark 4 is where it gets 2 resistors. So that's not really needed. So just get 1 resistor if you're going to play with the Guardian, and it's specifically to add to its overall structural integrity. And Tungsten Armor on top of that. And next up, Harmonic Exophase Shield level 1. I've run it on all of mine, and I have no problems with it. As a matter of fact, it is actually exceptionally well on the ships. And for all of you who are using a mixed fleet, and you let your Punishers tank damage from Ancients, stop that. Just stop. Try and block all the damage from the Ancients with your Guardians, because they have the innate built-in resistance to the plasma. And I'll show that at the end of this video. I'll show an attack. Next up, I'd recommend, depending on which tier you get, if you get the higher of the two tiers. If you get the Axis, I would say go with the Axis tokens. If you can, get all of them. I haven't picked mine up yet because I'm currently refitting something. It's neither Axis nor Xeno Division. But if you pick up the Xeno Division build because it's what you got, and you can manage to get enough for all the build tokens, go for them. If you're not going to start the refit of this, you're going to start a brand new hole just to skip a few days of build time. If not, you can skip the prize if you're just going to take this one and refit it right away. You can ignore these. If you already have the Paladin Carrier, pick up the Harmonic Agility Field Generator. It's on both mine, and it'll be on the next run of them as well. But along with that, if you do not have it, it'll still be a good thing to pick up. And where it falls in the list is dependent upon whether you're going to be able to get the carrier or not, because it can only be fitted onto the Axis carrier, which is the Paladin. And if you're going to get the Paladin, or already have the Paladin, I use Harmonic XFA Shield level 3 on it. Puts the repair time way up there, but also gives it strong resistance against all damage types with the exception of Plasma. The downfall of it, though, is that it has the exact same base Harmonic Shield benefit as the level 1, so it doesn't gain any benefit whatsoever over that. But that's going to be about it for the recommendations. Again, recommendations are try and keep it to the low level to keep your build times low so you can produce at least 3 ships a month instead of 1 ship a month. And now let's go ahead and let's take a step out here and let's find a 75 Ancient Reaper and have a bit of fun. Just make sure I'm not ignoring my clan. Yeah. Alright, where's an Ancient Reaper? You're too close to that. You're just right. Okay. I have an entire fitting of Guardians that are all fit with small weapons, and the thing about my Guardians is they're not fit the way that I just told you all. I'll show you their fitting in just a minute. Well, after they're done with this combat and they're back to base and they're repairing. But there's quite a bit in the game that I realize that players aren't taking advantage of in terms of how to fit things. I see everyone trying to fit the biggest and the best weapons and stuff like that, but then they also come with the extra day or two of build time, and you go additional armor, additional high level everything. Your ships will outperform mine in terms of damage and health, but all in turn have more than you. It's simple things like that that I overthink, and I make sure that I have plenty of a certain type of resource just for it. But let's hop right into it. With my fitting, you can do 75s for an almost free repair time. I average about 5-minute wait time after fights. You know, I can do 2 of them every 10 minutes in between the fights. Based on repair time, I take around 5 minutes for repair time, or in most cases that I've been doing lately, 4 minutes and about 20 seconds. And all you do, just focus the Ancient Reapers. And for all of you who are running with Guardians/Punishers, keep your Punishers behind the Guardians, somewhere around here. So if you have 3 Guardians, 2 Punishers, have a Guardian here, a Punisher here, and a Punisher here, so that this one cannot shoot the Punishers because they have less resistance. So naturally you'd want to protect them. It's simple things like that to keep your repair time down. And I don't have overly powered weapons on these. Each one has a single Xeno-class weapon, which is a single alien damage weapon, while the others have a single set of alien damage weapons, while every single other one, it's a bit of a weird setup for how I got them set up, but it does work. It surprisingly works extremely well. But the cruisers themselves, they all have only a single piece of armor on them. That's right, I've only equipped a single piece of armor on every single cruiser, and one of them does not have a single piece of armor on it. It is literally naked under the shield. But the fitting for most of them right now, as you can tell from the green projectiles, I'm using the driver. I'm using the Eclipse driver. I found its damage, it actually benefits, in most cases, the smaller ships, the smaller hulls. It just in general is a good thing. Hey, decimation? I didn't know decimation was starting. Well, then again, the banner just popped up. Alright, let's take a look. Gladiator battleship hull, Pegasus elite credit. I'll have to wait until tomorrow so I can make a video on this too. I'll talk about the prizes and stuff like that. Let's just quickly scroll down here. Heavy Redeemer, Heavy Eclipse. Ooh. Ooh, oh, oh. What do I see here? I see Axis class weapon turrets. Now that's a surprise. What about this? Alright. Redeemer missiles. Heavy Redeemer missiles. Marine fuel. I'll go over this event when it comes up, when it actually starts, and I'll do recommendations, and I'm gonna farm my butt off. Paladin carrier right off the bat. That'll be top of the list. Possibly after the Pegasus. I made my Pegasus and I was playing with it. It's down here all by its lonesome. But that can wait until later. Let's go ahead and let's take a look at my fittings now, like I said. Paladin carrier is a 50-50 split, even though it should be a little bit less. It should be less alien damage, more standard damage, but it is Talonite level 3, which I'll refit to Tungsten level 1 later. Harmonic Chase Thruster 3. The Harmonic Agility Field, of course. And the Exophase Shield level 3. And as you note, again, keep the build time or refit time low by using low-level weapons, but the damage doesn't exactly hurt between them. It's only a difference of about 100 damage, so I'm only losing about 600 damage in total off of the top. And for the fleets that I hit, that's not much of a very large threat. Well, a difference. And I mean, their repair time, it's more than most of the cruisers for now until I start refitting the cruisers. And it's only more because of that shield, but I could easily drop it down to level 2. Next up, this is the main fitting for the first cruiser I got. This is the first one I ever built, and it was refitted once, as you can tell, because of the armor. But it needs to be slightly refitted and changed around just a little bit. But this is not the harmonic beam capacitor. I haven't gotten that one yet. I'll pick it up tomorrow. Next fitting, which is the general fitting for most of the ships. The Eclipse driver, the Xeno version. An empty hull across most of the board because of the weight. And I'm going to be changing that around because I'm going to pick up a few of them. I'm going to drop the Eclipse driver. I'm going to trade it out for the standard Xeno pulse cannon. And that is the fitting for actually quite a few ships. And each of them, as you can see, they each have a different set of armor. But the armor will be changed and it will be fit to standard tungsten, and all the resistance will be lost from this and it will be put in through standard armor and resistors through here. As for the final one, it is actually just a standard fitting. Nothing special on it, just like the first one. Just an armor slot and that's about it. And now for the fun part. For repair, like I said, just due to the resistance, the plasma, and there's the 4-minute and around 20-second that I was telling you about. And I can wait for that. But that's going to be about it, everybody. If you liked the video, feel free to leave a like, comment, subscribe. It really helps. And if you have anything to say or if you have any recommendations for low levels to advance by combating alien fleets with either instant fleets or danger-prone fleets, such as if we go down to this fleet, I refer to this as a danger-prone fleet because it's specifically meant to take on low-level alien targets, not high-level, and it's to help them advance. I tried to keep the shielding on all the ships the same, and this one's in need of a refit, as you can tell. Actually, both of these arcs, I'm going to drop it, and I'm going to go straight to the high beam damage. But all of these ships are of a similar fitting, and this is, I'm going to play around with this and refit them a little bit. And I'm going to set it up, and I'm going to play around with them against the low-level hives. But that's going to be about it. I don't have anything else planned for now. But if you have anything to say about the events that are going on, or the upcoming decimation that starts tomorrow, feel free to say so below. What are your thoughts on the turrets? Go ahead and just take a look at them in-game yourself and then tell me what you think of these turrets. Heavy Redeemer. I'm going to fill out the rest of the blueprints. I'm going to pick up... That's one of the things I need to finish. I need to collect all the blueprints again, so I'm going to go through them, get all the blueprints I can. Special on you, just 50% off the weight. Well, I can actually do that. I can check to see what the markup grades. Actually, no, I can't. We still can't research them, can we? Okay, now I'm just going off on a limb. Alright, everybody. As always, I'll see you all later.